In this video, we're continuing to explore functionality of Autopsy ingest modules and correlation engine. We're going to discover a correlation between two data sources within the case of our forensic investigation. And the next step in the forensic case configuration is that we're moving to the next stage of investigation, where we find out that police have discovered a new media card device that we would like to now examine. So once we add the media card to our case as a data source, we're going to execute hash lookup, EXIF parser, and correlation engine ingest modules. So this will give us a chance to explore what are the result of the correlation between the two data sources that we have. You can download the media card image from Forensic Images page that we have here. And this is the link to the image. It's called device2 mediacard.eo1. So let's download this file, and in fact I have already downloaded the file in my subfolder right here. So I'm just going to proceed directly to the data sources and add the new data source to this case. So this will be another disk image. I'm going to click next, and it already remembers location to the path containing my images. Of course, when you download this file in your own subfolder, you'd have to specify your path correctly. I'm just going to click Browse and select Device2 Media Card. Right, so once this is selected, we're going to proceed to the next page. And at this stage, we have a set of choices to make in selection of our initial ingest module processing. So as suggested by our laboratory handout, we are going to execute the hash lookup, EXIF parser, and correlation engine. So EXIF parser, hash lookup, and the correlation engine. So we have these three. Now, of course, in hash lookup, we'll continue using the list of good files that we would like to keep out of the view because their fingerprints already verified. And of course, we're going to keep our hash values already entered into our custom hash set for this case that we named the forensic ransom case. I recommend that every time you're ready to execute your ingest modules, you check the properties of every module that could appear on the right hand side so that you can add specific attributes and some configuration parameters. So the correlation engine is the new ingest module that we're going to execute this time. And you can see that there are some choices right here. So I'm just going to keep the default parameters so that our central repository is going to be involved in keeping the track of items across multiple cases and multiple data sources, as well as we're going to keep track of previously tagged items. So we can check the global settings, and basically you have the information where your central repository is located. So everything else we can keep as default values right here. So let's click next and start running the ingest modules. It really didn't take a very long time to execute all of these ingest modules because compared to the laptop image, the image of the media card is quite small. It's really just about 1 gigabyte in size. So our questions are, did we have any interesting items discovered because a file on the media card was previously marked as notable? So these modules contribute to the results of the ingest modules, and this is the listing for interesting items, and previously tagged items are included here, and under interesting files we have already familiar tag picture that we tagged in the previous analysis of the laptop image. So the answer here is yes. What is the name of the file previously tagged? Of course, you can just click on the metadata and copy and paste the name of the file. So generally, when we keep track of our artifacts and items that we locate, of course, we always want to keep the correct and unique identification of these files. And this identification could also include the timestamps of the file and also internal ID, so that we can see where this is stored. So basically we have the directory entry. By the way, the file system on the media card, as far as I can recall, is FAT32, file allocation table type. And if we have to, we can go down to a specific directory entry on the file system, and absolutely unique identifier of this file would be its sector location on the drive, because every physical sector on the drive cannot be shared by multiple files. So with respect to regular files, this location truly belongs to this file with this name in its respective directory, and we also have identified that this is like 3 kilobyte in size type of file. Now the next question is if the picture on the laptop had a create date of this, and what is the create date on the media card. Alright, so of course once again we have a create date right here. You can just take it from either the bottom portion of this like this, right? So we can copy and paste this timestamp, or we can scroll back to this view, and that's another place where you can copy it from. But generally metadata gives you access to all of these unique attributes associated with the file. How many total JPEG files are in the same folder in the notable file as the location of this notable file? So we're going to right click, and this is a very, very important shortcut in Autopsy where you can jump to the location of the file in directory, because we were able to navigate to this through interesting files, but now we'd like to see it side by side with other items in the directory where it's located. So we have this access, and it just happens to be under camera subfolder. So we have essentially one file which is deleted, and its size is 0, and we also have 5 various files which also feature the same character in all of these pictures. So we've been able to find these right here. So the answer here would be 5 visible pictures in this folder. And in Details view, look at the Other Occurrences tab for that file to see if it showed up anywhere else, in this case with a different name. And if it was, what is the other name? So unlike other features that are available by right-clicking, the Other Occurrences tab is in the Details view down here. So Other Occurrences give us access to file names on a different data source. So this is apparently because the the other occurrences are located on the other source, data source, which was the image of the laptop. And so we have 3 files that have notable status because we added the tag right there. Another file which has the same hash value, and yet another file. They're all being identified as similar items or exactly the same copies that the original was. So if there was the different name, that has to be this file right here. So we can copy its name from here, or we can even copy the entire path, right? It's really your choice, but we can basically make a copy directly from here. So that's the name of the file, and of course it's located on the laptop data source. So make sure that you save your entries by saving changes and submit for grading when you're ready. But this is a general overview of the functionality of the correlation engine, and of course it's very impressive how easy it is to quickly, once something is tagged or being bookmarked or being basically flagged as a notable item based on hash values, whatever the tagging, initial tagging event was, all of this will be included in the correlation engine reports, which happens to be under the interesting items in our case. And you can see that it quickly gives you this immediate access to different versions of this file, and you can obviously begin to put together the description of your findings, especially when you can correlate one item to another item, plus all of the timestamps and other attributes available to you. So this becomes a quite assuring set of evidence that we can include in our forensic reports.